cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I think we are at episode 1000. Where's a pen? Mike's Daily Podcast. That's right. It's Mike Matthews, and this is my podcast. I haven't done it in a couple days, and I think that's the last thing I said was that I don't do this podcast every day, even though it's daily. It's episode 1875, and this has been a crazy song so far, hasn't it? I hope you liked it. Mike's Daily Podcast. Actually, I don't hope that you liked it. I don't need to judge my self-worth by what you think, so Mike's whatever. Daily. If you liked it, that's cool. Podcast. If not, pound sand. Yeah! Hey, today is going to be hot in the Diablo Valley, in the Pleasanton area. We're in Podcastro Valleyton today. What did we learn this week? Let's see. We learned that your dog can be your inspiration, can teach you things about life, about how you need to adapt to things, and it's okay to adapt to certain things. Other things you need to put your foot down and go, no. For example, my dog says no to idiot dogs that try to dominate him. That means that they try to either get on his back end or climb up on top of his head. He says no. Immediately, it's blah, 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 in the face. That sounded so South Park, didn't it? Blah, 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 blah. But that's what he will do. And we have to do that when someone gets in our face. There was a homeless man. I know. Mike, they can't help that they're homeless. They just woke up one day and they saw that their lives were full of fleas, dirt, icky things sticking to their behinds. And you know what? That's okay. Whatever you think is what you think, and that's fine what you think. But this guy comes up to me, and he's like, right into my face. And I went...
And here's today's podcast picture.
I didn't bark in his face and go, blah, blah, blah. I go, no, that's okay. Yes, a crazy, deranged, I am not a psychologist. I cannot diagnose people. But yeah, he was crazy and deranged, came right at my face. And I said, no, that's okay. Just go over there. That's okay. Don't need you in my face. Smelly, scary, bizarre, Charles Manson-y looking guy. I mean, really odd. So the guy that played Doctor Who for many years, Matt Smith, and he was only, I think, in his early 20s when he did that. He's going to be Charles Manson. Is he in the Charles Manson in this upcoming Hollywood Quentin Tarantino debacle? I don't know. The podcast picture today is Basil the Boxer and I. There he is now. I'm holding him up as we went to Point Isabel last weekend, a week ago today. It was so fun, so nice. Maybe we'll go there today. It's supposed to be really hot. That might be a nice place to cool off. And then afterwards, we ate this fantastic vegetarian food. Some of you are saying, ugh, isn't that what you give to rabbits? Well, I'm all about trying new things food-wise until it makes me sick, and then I got mad because I had this philosophy. Today, for example, I tried one of those make-it-in-the-microwave cupcakes. Hey, you just pour it in a cup, put it in add a little water, put it in the microwave for about a minute and a half, and you've got a bun of cupcake. It's a microwave cupcake, and then you add this frosting. Oh, so easy to make, so yummy. I did that. I said, what the heck? I'll try it. I've never tried one of these. Yeah. You could basically do the same thing with much healthier ingredients instead of all these preservatives now that are swimming in my body. Why? Why did I do that? Don't let me get me, 'cause I'm a hazard to myself. I don't want to be nobody else. Thank you, Pink. She has the biggest selling concert. How do you even say that? The biggest selling. She's sold the most tickets. Is that it? Or she's made the most money on the concert trail? So many people love Pink. And at one point, in fact, in that song, Don't Let Me Get Me, she said she's tired of being compared to damn Britney Spears. And now, who remembers Britney Spears? She was that hot mess on the reality TV show. She's long gone, and Pink is still around. Her latest song is Walk Me Home. That's gotten quite a lot of airplay. In fact, you can hear me play it on my radio show that I do on Sunday mornings on KKDV at kkdv.com if you are outside of the Contra Costa County area. But I am on there tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, 6 to noon. And I would love to hear from you. 336MM Daily. That's 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews, daily. As in daily, this podcast is daily. Not Mike Daly, who's a guy that I ran cross country with back in high school, who now looks a little like Billy Joel. Sing us the song, you're the piano man. Now I don't know why I'm jumping from Billy Joel to Northern Exposure. Maybe because the lead actor in that show was a New Yorker who's stuck in Alaska, and Billy Joel's from Long Island. And there's a lot of references to New York in Billy Joel's music, as was in the TV show Northern Exposure, even though they were in Alaska. My lovely lady friend is from New York, from the Bronx, and I showed her an episode last night. I know all things Northern Exposure, by the way. If you have any questions about Northern Exposure, the television show that ran from the late 80s to the early 90s on CBS with Rob Morrow, Janine Turner, John Corbett, Corbin Burnson? And I can't remember anybody else. Well, see, I just disproved my own theory. But yes, what a wonderful show that was. And it taught us a lot about adapting, which is back to what I was talking about earlier. Adapting like our dogs do. They adapt to all kinds of things. They bark at the things that are threatening, like somebody trying to dominate you or get in your face like a homeless person. But they also adapt to things that they really can't change. That, okay, you know what, Mike, pick me up. Let's go. We'll go somewhere. Oh, what? I can't walk around the backyard like I used to? That's all right. I'll just hang out and sleep till you get home, Mike. I'm cool with that. But is Mike very cognizant that he doesn't want to leave his dog all day on the bed? Yes. So he rushes home as soon as he can. Just as I am rushing outside a Cafe Anyway right now. But by the way, there's a picture of Cafe Anyway. You've been wondering all these years what it looks like. Well, there's a picture of it now at MikesDailyPodcast.com. See it there on the front page. And if you click on it, on the picture, something special happens. It's pretty miraculous, just like the wonderful Cafe Anyway characters that are here right now. Let's say hi to them.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. There's a lot of pictures of me on your website.
Yes, you're the redhead.
I am redhead, Mike Matthews.
There's a picture of us talking about Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, Mike Matthews. I go, Mike Matthews, I'm looking forward to Cinco de Mayo. Margaritas taste so good on that day. Doesn't tequila come from some plant, like a cactus?
And I say, yes, Chely Shoehart, it is a plant-based drink. Like Zima comes from zebras. Oh, I'm smashed. That's the kind of silliness that happens in the cartoons that I draw on MikesDailyPodcast.com. You should see them. All the Cafe Anyway characters are there, including these guys. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, your rendition of me is completely wrong. Mm-hmm. I do the best I can. And that's all I can do. Hey. That's all I... Hey. Say hey. And good things will happen. Do you adapt to all kinds of things in your life? John Deere, the engineer? Yes, in fact, I have created an adapter for my life that I plug in to the wall. It's a John Deere, the engineer adapter, Mike Matthews. Mm-hmm. Isn't that fascinating? So, my lovely lady friend turned me on to Big Little Lies. Wow. So, that show is all about rich people living in Monterey who have these gorgeous houses. And it's shot in Monterey. And then there are these women with kids, mostly blonde women. And they got kids that are really small. And apparently they have the worst teacher I have ever seen in my life. Oh, wow. The teacher... Okay, so the first episode, I watched only the first episode. This idiot teacher goes, all the parents are there with their kids. And rather than talk to each individual parent separately about the issue, look, I'm not a teacher. I don't know how you go about these things, but this looked all kinds of wrong. She had all the parents with their kids standing around, and they're mostly rich parents that have Teslas. By the way, if you go to the Costco in Danville, you will see every other car is a Tesla. And in the Bay Area, every other car is a Tesla, which the Bay Areans here don't quite understand that there's more to life than Tahoe and Teslas. Seriously, there is more to life. Everybody's got to buy a house in Tahoe. Everybody's got to buy a Tesla. It is dumb, because just go outside of the area, go outside of California, go to any other state. You will not see a Tesla at all. You will not see a charging station for a Tesla, even if you had one. So you're screwed. And no one cares about Tahoe outside of California. Sorry, idiots. The rat race. People get so caught up in the rat race. They got to disengage. So that's what Big Little Lies is about. People like that. And the teacher... So somebody choked one of the girls in this class, one of the little girls. And so the teacher says to all the parents, okay, one of your kids choked this girl. And, of course, the girl is the daughter of Laura Dern, who I went to a concert with inadvertently. I went to a Dixie Chicks concert, and she was standing right behind me, in the row behind me. And she was with some friends. In fact, I guess she produced or knew someone that produced the Dixie Chicks documentary, Don't Tell Me to Shut Up, or Shut Up and Sing. That's what it is. And what you should watch to show you how the culture in America is. There's all kinds of censorship happening in the world, in our country specifically. But yes, so they were cheering. They showed a little trailer for it before the Dixie Chicks concert, and I heard her cheering because I guess she was part of the production team. And then her husband showed up. They're no longer married. Ben Harper showed up and stood next to her, and my wife at the time, huge Ben Harper fan, she was freaking out. So, what did we learn from today's show? Teslas are stupid. Big Little Lies has Laura Dern in it. You do not, as a teacher, when somebody chokes one of your students, like do this thing, that scenario that you see in the first episode of Big Little Lies, where she says to all the parents with their kids, okay, one of your kids choked this girl. Which one is it? And all the parents are looking at each other, and they're all defensive for their kids. And, of course, it's got to be the poorest parent there, the poorest woman, poorest mom. And her son gets accused. And... by the girl, the little girl. Anyway, I'm ruining the entire story, the entire plot line. Suffice it to say, the head of HBO said there possibly will be a third season, not for sure. He didn't see how they could do a third season because I guess things get pretty much wrapped up in the second season. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. Maybe you can tell me. 336MM Daily, or go to MikesDailyPodcast.com. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Check me out on the radio tomorrow morning on KKDV, Sunday morning 6 to noon. Have a great one. Don't choke anybody.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!